Hey guys, it's Anthony Bandiero here, attorney and senior legal instructor for Blue to Gold Law Enforcement Training, bringing you another Roadside Chat from the studio. All right, today's question comes from an officer in Utah, and the officer basically asks, do we need a warrant for a death investigation? Okay, well, let's kind of go through this. So the officer says, look, we get into the house because we have exigency, that there's somebody deceased in the home. Um, you know, let's say that the cleaning person comes and they call and the homeowner is dead, and so forth. All right. So they said that they cannot get a hold of anybody with standing in order to um, continue the death investigation, right? So I guess like the cleaning person would be a good example. Like the cleaning person, generally speaking, cannot let you just search around the home, um, you know, during the death investigation. They don't have a privacy interest in the home enough needed to allow you to have free reign of the house. So so they want, they want to look to see if if the death is suspicious, if the suspect died of natural causes, locate prescription bottles or a doctor's information to try to see what the health is. If the person has been to a doctor within the last 30 days, and so forth. So the question is, does this require a warrant? And the general answer is no. Okay. So death investigations, if there's no foul play and you're trying to determine the cause of death and you're in the home lawfully, generally speaking, these are not criminal investigations. You're basically playing coroner, right? You're basically playing coroner. You're trying to find out, just like you said, medical issues, prescription. You're trying to find the cause. You're trying to help find the cause of death, and because that is not a criminal investigation, the U.S. Supreme Court case in Mincy versus Arizona doesn't apply. So Mincy stands for the proposition that if you are in a murder scene, right, inside of a home, the murder itself, obviously a very serious crime, in and of itself is not going to allow you to search the residence for evidence of the murder without either A, consent, or B, a warrant, right? There is no murder scene exception to the search warrant requirement, but we don't have that here. Officers are in the home and they're just trying to find the cause of death. There is no murder. Now, obviously, if you find evidence of foul play, well, then you need to, or you should, I should say, because I'm going to tell you another thing in a second here. You should go get a warrant. But also realize that if there may not be, at the end of the day, I mean, just consider this, there may not be any standing by the person who ends up being the suspect. So, if you have a murder scene, go get a warrant. But another thing that happens with these unattended deaths is that the people live alone. Well, let's say that there's some foul play involved by like the neighbor, or somebody else, a friend and so forth who visits ends up, poisoning the victim. Well, does the friend or the neighbor have standing in order to challenge the search that did occur without a warrant? And the answer is most likely not, unless they keep a bunch of stuff there. They have free reign to the house, like they've been given a key by the homeowner, and they can come and go as they please. They stay the night frequently. But if that's not the case, which is mostly not the case, then they don't have any standing. So that's kind of where we're at here. Okay, so as a former law enforcement officer, I've been on plenty of, unattended deaths. If they're, I've been on both where they live alone. There's no warrant. We're going to get there because normally there's no foul play. We're just trying to confirm that, but there's no foul play. And also, you have cases where even if they don't live alone, the other person that lives there is usually the one that called the police, right? So if they live there and they're calling the police, don't forget that they are, like, let's say it's the wife and her husband died. Don't forget that she likely gave you expressed or implied consent to come into the home. That's why she's calling the police. And if she's standing there or sitting in the living room and talking to the investigators and so forth and not telling everybody get the hell out of their house, that is also, that's part of the consent. She allowed you in. She's allowing you to stay in there. So there's consent. And again, you wouldn't need a warrant if you had valid consent from somebody who could give it. Okay? All right. There's your rule. So the takeaway here is that for unattended deaths, normally no warrant is needed as long as you're lawfully in the residence. And once you have evidence that there's foul play involved, time out, go get a warrant. That's what I would say. All right, there's your answer. Hopefully this helps. Look, if you like what I'm doing here, I'm going to ask you to do a few things. Number one, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and finally, send these videos to your friends. I'm trying to train every cop in America. That's what my goal is. It's not a big goal. It's a small goal, but that's what my goal is before I leave, right? Before I'm out, before you do the unattended death investigation on me, is I want to train you guys in search and seizure. All right? Until next time, my friends, stay safe.
When it comes to law enforcement training, we are the gold standard. Visit bluetogold.com or call 888-579-7796 to learn more about our training, books, and free webinars. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel.